These are great stretches for the glutes. Anybody who experiences tight low back pain, sciatica, piriformis issues, tight IT bands, all those fascial lines run right through the glutes. You have your ball, go ahead and grab it, and then you're just gonna lay supine on your back. You're just gonna go ahead and put your feet on the ball. Then you go into four square, and then you pull the ball and your foot in. And I like this because you can do what we call flossing, which is going in and out of that stretch. So I'm pulling my knee and my foot at the same time. If you get like this, then you're not really going to get the glute stretch. So it's really important to pull the foot along with the knee. Okay? Once you get a good stretch, then you just take your foot and your knee and you simply rock it side to side like this. And you should feel the stretch going all across the glutes. If you don't, just keep pulling in. And if you're super unflexible, you may feel it here. And that's completely fine. This is about the range where I feel it. With a nice snug hug of the knee and the foot. Okay? And again, can floss. All right. So let's talk about flossing while I just keep demonstrating this. Remember that the nerves run within the fascia. So when you're doing fascial stretches, it's really good to put the nerves on stretch and then kind of give them a break, and then put them on stretch and give them a break. You don't want to hold a neural tension stretch for too long. Okay, so that's the flossing. Then we do rockabye baby. It goes across from the minimus, medius, maximus. The next stretch, you're gonna go ahead and take the ball even with the opposite butt cheek and go ahead and lay the leg out like this. Then you're gonna roll over to the side and we're gonna start with a low back stretch. This feels amazing. And then we'll take it into the glutes. Now, if you're less flexible, like I'm obviously having some tight low back right now, you just keep sliding the ball away. The further it is away, the further you'll be able to go. Now we're gonna actually get a very deep stretch of the posterior hip capsule. So whatever you have to do to get over to the side to where you can place your foot on the ground, okay? So I know we look all tangled up, but if you just roll to your side, it's not that hard. Okay? And some people may have the flexibility to be here, and I love that. And if you're super duper flexible, you may have your foot way up here, or you may have it down here. Okay? So if you can grab it, go ahead and grab it, place it on the floor, and then get ready, take a breath, and then exhale and push that knee away. That is a Olympic status stretch, people. It really pulls on the posterior head of the femur. Deep, deep, deep in the glute. So all you piriformis people, this is your stretch. So that stretch that I just did is excellent for sciatica. I'm gonna try to show you guys that the sciatic nerve runs directly through that posterior hip capsule, which is the stretch that we just did, where you roll and then push away the knee. So check this out. So the yellow is the nerves, and then this is the back side of the pelvis. Here's your femur head, and that is where we just stretched, right through that sciatic nerve. Okay? So interesting, right? And then the other thing that's so interesting about the sciatic nerve is if we turn it around and look at its root, can y'all see where it comes from? The front. Okay, that's why I'm such a preacher about the psoas muscle, and I'll show you how to stretch it next. So you just line up the ball like this and get in a lunge, okay? And if you're not as flexible as me, you can always hold on to something. And then you're gonna take your foot on the ball and then just roll back, and we'll floss it in and out. Now, the thing I love about the ball is that it allows that bounce, And you can really put gravity coming right behind the glute, opening up the hip flexor. And if you have the balance, I really like to do this one here. It gets all through the fascia of the deep anterior line, surface line, spiral line. Okay, so try it in and out a few times, you guys. Each time you go, exhale and go further back, and then raise up if you want. It's never a bad time to do a stretch, but you just, if you can be hot, then I'm all for it. The more the blood is pumping, you know, right after a sauna, right after a blast, you're gonna get the best stretch. Usually when I do the fascia yoga, I've sauna'd and then done like a blaster lift, and then I do the stretching after that. So the warmer you are, the better the stretch is. But listen, if you're at your office, your back's tight, and you wanna bust out the glute stretches, I'm all for it. If I had to pick top 2 stretches to go to for posture, overall wellness, front and back of the hips is where it's at. It's where all the lines of fascia go and crisscross. So start with the hips, and then you can always start incorporating other things. And that'll really help with recovery, flexibility, and also it is a fascia stretch, so it actually can help with the smoothing of the butt. So can't beat that.